Today is titration curves.
Oh yeah, you're gonna love this. It's too bad you're not here to titrate in person because it's a lot of titrating. So titration is all about the process of using a burette to help you with your calculations. So I always tell people this is like the equivalent to an electronic balance. It reads volume very accurately. You can estimate to the hundredths place. And so if you know the volume that you've used and you know the molarity, you can easily calculate the moles that you've added. And so what we've got today is a strong base, sodium hydroxide, that is in our burette. Now I can tell you the concentration for this is put it over here. Concentration of the NaOH is 0.187. Standardized it yesterday. Okay, so for part one of this lab, we're titrating a strong acid with this standardized NaOH. Your goal is to use the data to create a titration curve, use the titration curve then to help figure out the concentration of the acid. Okay, so we've got a strong acid here. Should turn it back this way. Okay, you want to know the volume used. Hopefully it's right at 20 milliliters.
Looks like you did a pretty decent job measuring it.
Okay. So that's the volume of your strong acid. I'm going to add it to a beaker. And instead of using an indicator, like we did earlier in the year, we're using a pH meter this time around. So the idea is that we're going to add some NaOH, we'll record how much NaOH we've added, and we'll let the pH meter tell us what the pH of the solution is. So you're going to end up with data that is volume of NaOH added versus the pH in the beaker. Right, so in the lab right up there's a data table there so you can record data if you'd like as we're creating. So a pH meter has a little glass electrode. It's probably kind of hard to see. That's what's actually helping us record the pH. I don't know, Mr. Moore, where are you, Joe? Oh, come on.
Oh, no, don't do this.
You son of a gun.
After a pH meter failure, here we are. This is sample 3, strong acid sample number 3.
Yep.
We have the pH meter now in that sample, and it there's that pH.
Look at that. Oh,
Whoops.
no.
Well, let's assume that it was 0.00.
Yeah.
It was reading that, and then it I guess it doesn't like to go into the negatives.
Kind of like our students with their grades, right?
Right, yeah, we don't want you to go below
And go
0.
negative, yeah. All right, so here we go. Now we're going to add the sodium hydroxide to it. And we're going to add a milliliter.
For a while, we'll be going 1 milliliter at a time.
Right.
So that's 1, right?
There's 1.
Okay, here's our pH, but we're going to still call that 0.00.
Yes.
And hopefully before too long, it'll read something.
There's 2 added. I hope the meter hasn't given up the ghost, Mr. Jones.
I'm wondering that too. Okay, there's 2 ml. 0.00. Maybe. Okay, that was 3, right?
That was 3.
Oh, we were somewhere.
From 0, okay.
So that was 4 ml. We're still at 0.
There's 5 added. All right. We're on the board. 0.02.
We'll have something to read now for these other
Yes, okay.
data points.
Comes another one. Just hold on. Yeah.
What is the
There's
total volume
6.
now? This is 6
Six
ml?
added.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh gosh. The pH meter's getting bored with us, kind of like the students do during class, right?
Yeah.
Boy, it's just climbing now.
There's 7 added.
This is a great lab you're having us do, Mr. Howell.
Isn't it great?
Wish the students could do it.
Yeah. Me too. Okay, there's 8 added. There's 9 added. Ten added. Eleven added. Added.
We need some endurance to do this lab.
We do. 13 added. Added. 15 added. $16 added. Ooh, that was a little bigger jump.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go up by halves now, I think. Okay, so 16 and a half added. Stabilize.
Yeah, well, I think that's good. 16 and a half.
17.
Oh, Mr. Hubble. Something's happening.
Radical.
Not yet. Okay, we'll go with that.
Okay. 17 and a half.
17 and a half. Okay.
18.
Okay, 9.66 for 18. Or is that 18.5?
You're at 18.
Okay.
There's 18.5.
Okay, that's good.
Okay. There's 19.
And that's fine. We go
Okay.
up by a full milliliter again.
I think so. There's 20.
Okay.
One more for good measure.
Sure.
There's 21.
All right. So we had 20 ml of a strong acid, and we want to know its concentration.
Yep. Sample 3.
At least you did now.
Okay, sample 3.